I've been gaming on the Nintendo Switch since day one, and throughout the years following its launch, there have been a ton of accessories that have been released, some good, some not so good, and this is essentially not just a recommendations list, but this is the bare essentials. So if you're buying a Nintendo Switch for a friend or family member and it'll be their first Nintendo Switch, this is the video for them. And if you're buying a Nintendo Switch for the first time for yourself, this is the video for you. The first thing that I would recommend is an actually really solid traveling case, and there's a couple of links down below. They're all affiliate links so that you can go ahead and see what I would recommend. And these are also cases that I have personally for not only myself, but also my wife and our kid. The main thing that you want to look for when buying a traveling case for your Nintendo Switch is you want that sturdiness factor to be there. It's okay to spend a little bit more money to have your console slash handheld protected. Not only that, but you also want storage space for your Nintendo Switch cartridges. Now they're relatively small, so it's very easy for these manufacturers to find the space or slots to put them in, but you also want to have the flexibility to include a tabletop mode so you can go ahead and play while you're traveling out and about. Not only do you want to protect your console slash handheld itself, but you also want to protect the screen. Now, AM Film, they've been making tempered glass screen protectors for years, and I've been using them on my cell phone. So when I found out that they were coming out with tempered glass screen protectors for the Nintendo Switch line, I knew that I wanted to go with them because I trust them. And when it came to the Nintendo Switch products, it was fine. They're very easy to install and they do the job and they do it well. I love Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. They're great, but there are a lot of drawbacks when you use that as your main way of playing these games. Personally, I prefer to play docked whenever possible, but most of the time I'm playing handheld, especially on the Nintendo Switch OLED. When it comes to playing in handheld, you could always go with the Hori Split Pad Pro. The main drawback when it comes to that is that you're going to have the lack of vibration. And for a lot of games, that doesn't really make or break the experience, but me personally, I want to be immersed as much as possible. Now, this makes the Nintendo Switch feel closer to the Steam Deck in terms of form factor, and that's great. If vibration feedback isn't a big deal, then you'll be fine. You'll have a much more comfortable gaming experience, and frankly, it really does feel solid. It feels great in order to use that instead of the Joy-Cons to play while gaming in handheld. If you're playing docked on the television, obviously the Nintendo Switch Pro controller is the go-to. It's the Mac Daddy, so to speak, of the entire lineup. And it is first party, so you're not going to have any issues. The battery life is amazing and everything works as it should. If you're okay with a third-party option, and a really good one at that, I would recommend the 8BitDo's Ultimate Wireless Controller. There is two versions, the Bluetooth option as well as the 2.4 gigahertz option. And there's pros and cons to using one over the other, but this controller has become my go-to when it comes to playing docked with my Nintendo Switch. An affordable option is the PowerA controllers that are out there. They have several models, but the most common one that you see in the stores are the $20, $25 models that are out there. The main things that they lack are vibration as well as gyro, but when you're talking about something that is in that $20, $25 range, you really can't beat it. It is going to be wired, which is a bit of a drawback for a lot of people, but honestly, you really can't complain at that price point. They do have a wireless version, which is the PowerA enhanced controllers, but when it comes to some of the features, there are still things that are lacking. There's a gyro option that's there, but some controllers vibrate while others do not. Honestly, it really depends on what you're willing to spend your money on when it comes to that. The Nintendo Switch is not known for having the most internal storage, especially when you compare it to the Xbox Series X as well as the PlayStation 5. Now, getting a memory card for your Nintendo Switch is a priority, especially if you're going to be playing a lot of these games. The main thing that you want to look for when you're shopping for these memory cards are the read and write speeds. If honestly you don't care for the read and write speeds, go with the A1 class. That means that you're going to have slower read write speeds, but you're going to be able to get a lot more memory and a lot more bang for your buck when it comes to that. If you want the fastest read write speeds possible, then go with an A2 model. Samsung does a really good A2 model that is relatively affordable, especially in comparison to SanDisk, and frankly, it does the job just fine. That's what I use not only with my Nintendo Switch, but also my Steam Deck. Now, don't get me wrong, I've used A1 memory cards in the past, and they've done the job just fine. It just takes a few moments longer to load games in, and also load different portions of the game as you play. Obviously, there's a myriad of options that are out there. There's a list with affiliate links in the pinned comment below. If there's something that I may have missed that you think is essential for a new Switch comer, or if you want to buy a gift for someone else, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you on the next one. Until next time, guys, peace.